Hi, in this video I'll be showcasing the build I've been playing for the past couple weeks, Archmage Voltaxic Spark. This character isn't standard, so there are a few legacy pieces of gear, but I'll be giving alternatives at the end. The build is pretty straightforward. I wanted to make a Voltaxic Spark build and decided to use Archmage to scale the damage. So this is a mana stacking build and it uses Mind Over Matter and Agnostic. For damage through Voltaxic Rift, we scale shock and invest in increased shock effect, as well as minimum power charges to scale damage through inner conviction. So for the gear, the three uniques I use are Voltaxic Rift, Cloak of Defiance, and Atziri's Foible. The rest of the rares all have life and mana, so I'll be going over the other stats. For the helmet, the Spark fires 3 additional projectiles is the best enchant you could get. I decided to go with my enemies have minus 9% cast resistance and avoid being stunned. I found this build was getting stunned quite a bit. On the rings, I wanted mana regeneration rate, so I used essences to get this, and curse enemies with the Despair on hit. This allowed me to drop a Witchfire Brew, which I was using before to curse enemies. And on the other ring, minimum power charges. For the gloves, I just went for resistances and projectiles pierce an additional target with the new influence modifiers. On the belt, I went for life recovery and mana recovery, as well as chaos resistance. And in the jewel, just life mana, chance to gain onslaught, and a bit of mana recovery, mana regeneration rate. Finally, for the boots, went for projectiles pierce 5 additional targets and increased effect of non-damaging ailments. The quiver, I felt so. Once again, I went for the stun avoidance and projectiles pierce an additional target. Flasks, I'm using a Cinder Swallow with increased critical strike chance, so this is a legacy. A Diamond Flask, Zerfi's Last Breath, Mana Flask, and Quicksilver Flask. The tree is a classic mana tree, so Hierophant with Divine Guidance, Conviction of Power, Arcane Blessing, Illuminated Devotion. So for the nodes, I'll just go over the important ones. You want to get increased skill effect duration, a Watcher's Eye with Clarity, maximum power charge, the Agnostic, getting increased effect of non-damaging ailments, more increased effect of non-damaging ailments. This node alone gives around 100% increased effect. A Militant Faith with Inner Conviction. I would suggest getting a one with resistances. This build needs lacks quite a bit. Minimum power charges, and I decided to use a Careful Planning for Dexterity. The build was lacking quite a bit of Dexterity, and Healthy Mind for more mana. Now for a map showcase, I'll just out and go. I will include videos of bosses at the end, so you can check those out. I do suggest taking them with a grain of salt since I'm not the best of players, and so most of the deaths could be avoided. The build can run any map mod except life and mana cannot be regenerated. The other mods, such as minus to maximum resistances, elemental weakness, and monsters can have chance to avoid ailments are annoying, but the build can run them without problem. So as you can see, the clear isn't too bad. It's nothing amazing. Let me just find the boss if I can. The character is pretty tanky. I still get one shot sometimes, especially with physical or chaos damage. Since it is lacking chaos resistances and physical medication, such as right now. Oh, wow, that was great. Should have been paying more attention. Let's try this again, see if we can find the boss. I hope I haven't killed him already. I'm gonna assume it's already dead. No, it's right there. This is a terrible showcase. So there you go. And done. So now for alternatives. For the boots and quiver, you could use Voidwalkers, which have also 5 additional pierce, and Shattered Divinity for action speed. The loss of mana recovery rate, so on the belt and the Watcher's Eye, can be replaced or mitigated with Transcendent Mind and Pure Talent. So you want to allocate this part of the tree and place Transcendent Mind here between the Hierophant, or the Templar and the Witch. And this should give you enough mana regeneration to sustain your skills and the damage you take. You could also put a second Transcendent Mind here if you need. For the flasks, you could, I suggest using a Cinder Swallow and Ball of Faith instead of the Zerfi's Last Breath and the Legacy Cinder Swallow. But you can also include things like Dying Sun and Witchfire Brew. That's about it. Hope you enjoy the boss clips, and until next time, bye.